Hey there YouTube, it's me for Wilderness. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this month's end of month bot haul, the bot haul for October 2024. Right, now I'm filming this a few days early from the end of the month. I'm actually filming this section of the video on Monday the 28th. The reason being is because the 31st this month falls on to Thursday, which is a weekday work day, and when that happens it gives me, when I get home from work in the evening, it gives me limited time to get these big massive videos filmed, edited and uploaded onto YouTube in time for the 12 o'clock deadline. So I thought I'd get a heads up this month by doing the vast majority of the video beforehand, and then on the Thursday I can just do the last bit with the last couple of items, and then just bang it together and throw it up and everything will be good. So that's the reason why I'm doing this. So I've got not got all the items I've got so far this month. There's still a couple of packages that are incoming, which will arrive in the next couple of days. But I thought I'd just do what I've got so far, and then the rest of the video, well, you'll see at the end of the video when I do the second part at the end. But for now, let's just get on with what we've got. So, first item or package to arrive arrived on the 3rd. In fact, it was two packages from two different sellers. Marvel G1 comics off eBay. Yes, I actually placed an order for a couple of comics. Now, one thing I like to do sometimes is I like to wait till just after midnight before I place some of my online orders, and most notably my Korean orders, because Korea is like 8 or 9 hours ahead of us in the UK, and if you place an order at midnight, then they receive that order at like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. Then they can deal with it and then ship the package out toot sweet, pretty sharpish, and it gets things flowing a lot quicker. So that's the reason why I do it. I don't do it every month, but sometimes I like to do that. This month, obviously, my two Korean figures I wanted to buy, but also there was a couple of comics, because I got that lot of 5 comics last month from the 330 series, where I did it really well, and all of them came up on auctions, and I managed to win 5 of the auctions. And there was a couple of them that I missed out on, which were available on Susanna Carter's eBay shop. So I went to buy those, and it was after I placed my Korean orders and went onto eBay to look at those comics I wanted to buy from Susanna Carter. Something happened. Now, I'd like to say at this point, I'm not necessarily a believer in religion, but I do like to believe in global concepts like luck, fate and destiny. And luck and fate played a part in what happened next. So I went onto eBay and I did a search for Marvel G1 comics so that I could bring up Susanna Carter's shop where because she has different listings running for lots of comics. So she has one for the 330 to 332 comic set running, and I was searching for that. But this item came up, and it was for the final Marvel G1 comic, issue 332. Now I need a issue 332, and it was one of the ones I did make a play on last month, but I missed out on it. Susanna Carter has got one in her eBay shop, but she's asking £99.99 plus £3.50 postage, so £103.49 is how much it's going to cost you to buy through her, which is way too much. But this one, it was there, buy it now, free shipping, and a UK seller, £69.69. And I looked at it and I thought, ooh. And I thought, ooh, yes, tempting. But it was more than I wanted to pay because, where is it? Remember back in October the 13th, 2022, I got hold of issue 1 and I paid £53 for this shipped. So I got issue 1 for £53, and up to now, up to this point, it was the most money I'd paid for a Marvel G1 comic, 53 quid. And I really didn't want to pay any more than that for a Marvel G1 comic, which is a problem when you get to the 330 series or the latter 300 series comics, because they go for silly amounts of money, more than what I paid for that. So there was this comic, £69.69, and I thought, shall I go for it? And then I thought, sod it, boom, and I went for it. And then I went on to buy those comics from Susanna Carter that I missed out on last month. So, first item to arrive. Yep, there it is, issue 332, the final issue of the Marvel G1 comics, and I got it for sub 70 quid. Buy it now, UK seller, free shipping. There it is. So I've now got the first and the last Marvel G1 comic. I've got the bookends for the Marvel G1 comic run. I've got both of them. I'm well happy. £69.69. It's a bit more than I would have liked to have paid for it, but I sort of weighed it up. I knew that Susanna Carter was asking over 100 quid for hers. There is somebody on eBay who had a slabbed and graded one of these for 220 quid. But it was like a 9.0 graded, and it was in a plastic case, hermetically sealed and all that jazz. But this one, used comic, and it was from a seller I'd bought from before, which is weird. I bought some comics from this guy before, so he threw this one up. But £69.69. I have seen this comic go for, around about sort of 70, 75 quid. So I thought sub 70 quid is near enough. I doubt if I'll get it any cheaper than what I'm looking at right now. And it was a buy it now with free shipping. And I went for it. And there it is. Issue 332, the final G1 comic. So that's a load off. That's what I really, really needed. I've got it now. And that was that. And that was the first item to arrive. But on the same day, the other comics that I ordered from Susanna Carter, that post midnight spending spree. Now I got this issue 317. This is one of the ones I missed out on last month. It was the first one that I bid on last month, but I screwed up my bid. Somebody outbid my original bid, and I went in with the dying second to try and put a higher bid in, but I got flustered and I put in, I forgot the decimal point, and I put in 270 something quid, and then I went back to correct it, and then the seconds clicked down and the item ended. So, but Susanna Carter had it in her shop for 20 odd quid. I think 19.99 I think I paid for this. So yeah, got issue 317. And another one that I missed out on last month, issue 321. So I got this off her as well. This was a little bit more expensive because this is one that comes with a poster inside. This one hasn't got the poster, but it was still $26.99 I think I paid for this. So with that and the postage, these two comics came for 50 quid. Now, before I carry on, when I paid for this, I went into the PayPal, blah, 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 paid for it. I clicked the button and then I realised, shit, I should have done the PayPal paying free. So I paid for the whole, that £69.69 up front, all of it. And I was a bit disappointed that I didn't do the PayPal paying free option because that would have spread the cost out over the next 3 months. But there was that. Now these two comics, these were just over 50 quid the pair, and I did do a PayPal paying free on these two. So I'm going to be paying for these things over the next 3 months. But yeah, that was how I opened my account with my haul this month, getting 3 more of the comics. So now I'm only missing 2 comics now for the entire Marvel G1 comic run. I need issue 320 and issue 331. So if anybody out there has got an issue 320 or an issue 331 that they're willing to sell me for a sensible price, I'm open to offers. I don't want to pay much more than about, like I said, I paid $69.99, well, $69.69 and 53 quid. So anywhere between those two figures is near enough for getting those last 2 comics. But I've got eBay searches going for them on eBay. When they come up, I'll just have to grab them. Hopefully they won't be too expensive. I can get issue 331 from Susanna Carter, but she's asking 70 odd quid for it, and it's I'm not paying that. She's asking more money for it than what I paid for 332, so that ain't happening. So that's the comics out of the way. That's the first couple of orders that arrived on the 3rd. Then on the 4th, a Hasbro pre-order arrived, and I've been looking forward to getting this one. Did an unboxing on it. Yep. Transformers Anniversary, Comic Edition, Decepticon, Straxus, or to give him his proper title, Straxus, High Lord of Polyhex. Oh yes, I really wanted this. Look at this guy. Now, the Marvel G1 comic, Straxus was... where is it? What did I do with it? Yeah, so obviously you get the box, and here it is, and you see this artwork on the box. Well, there's the comic original. So yeah, obviously I dug it out of my collection because I knew I had this. So there is the comic in question. So yeah, he's very good. Obviously he's a heavy retool and repaint of the Kingdom Galvatron mould. I've got two versions. This is my third version of that mould because I've got the original Kingdom one, and I've got that Generation Selects G1 comic coloured Galvatron as well. So this is my third version of the mould, but this one's been so heavily retooled, and it just looks like Straxus. He's got his signature, pickaxe. Very good, very, very good retool. Not perfect, but it's, considering the limitations of the mould, it's still really, really awesome. And I really like Straxus. I'm a huge Straxus fan, even though he was a real bad guy in the comics, and he didn't last very long. But yeah, I just like him for all the wrong reasons. But I love this thing. This thing looks amazing. It absolutely looks awesome. The alt mode is still, Galvatron's gun mode, but they've retooled a lot of bits, and they've worked in the like the gun barrel and the wheel wings and stuff like that. It makes a passing resemblance to his G1 comic iteration in alt mode, so it does work really well. They did really well. It's got some of these cell shaded sort of effects on it as well, which aren't too bad on this. That aren't too obtrusive on this one. But yeah, I love this thing. It's Straxus. It's like I said, the High Lord Straxus of Polyhex, or Straxus High Lord of Polyhex, however you want to say that. It's him. It's the big bad Decepticon leader who was ruling over Cybertron while Megatron and the rest of the Decepticons were on Earth fighting the Autobots. He was in charge. Smelting pool, like to drop people into smelting pool and melt them to death. It's like that's Straxus for you. And then he had a fight with Blaster, and he became a head in a jar, and then he transferred his consciousness into Megatron, and I think Megatron got the better of him later on. I don't know. I haven't read that far in the comics yet. But yeah, Straxus, love him. He's awesome. He's amazing. So he arrived on the 4th. Then something else that arrived, because this month I was trying to buy a lot of extra bots to get them in before my Korean figures arrive, because I have these scheduled uploads on Saturdays for my reviews, and my unboxing videos are on Wednesdays. I like to, I don't want any continuity errors in my videos. I don't want to review a figure and then do the unboxing video on it later. They need to be done after they've been unboxed. But because of the way my unboxing series usually works, it's like the first 3 Wednesdays in the month, and then usually my Korean toys arrive on the 3rd Wednesday, which is like 2/3 of the way through the month, and then I've got hardly any slots left to do the reviews. And the reviews always end up at the end of the month. So I'm trying to, if I get enough parcels coming beforehand, then that uses up all the free slots for my my unboxing videos, and then my Korean figures can come in and get reviewed as and when they appear. So that's the thinking behind it. So I bought in a lot of extra bots to try and counteract this factor. And so the first one to arrive, a little something, and using the word little, I got off Amazon. Studio Series 86 Core Class Autobot Cassette Steeljaw. So yeah, I managed to get him. He's teeny tiny because obviously he's meant to fit inside, you know, your blaster. Now, obviously a bit of parts forming on him to do that. It's quite easy to transform. There you go, and he forms a little cassette. Now, blaster obviously comes with rewind, because this is the Kingdom original. And then you try to fit this guy in, and he's a bit of a tight fit. He will go in, but he's a bit of a tight squeeze to get in. It doesn't slide in like Eject does. So he's a bit of a tight squeeze to go into Blaster's cassette drawer. But you know, he's all right. He's okay. He's very small. Like I said, you don't get much bot for your money with this guy. And a lot of people have been complaining about how small and slight he is, but he's got to fit into the cassette drawer on Blaster, so he's got to be so small. But I don't know, he's all right. Other people are complaining about the boxiness of his mane. The original's like that. The original's got a boxy mane, so what are you complaining about? Yeah, so he's all right. He's okay. Very, very small, limited articulation. Like I said, he doesn't do a lot. He's okay. I don't mind him, but I bought him as a little Brucey a quick package to get in, so that I could get my unboxing videos out of the way. So he was the first sort of package or unboxing video I did this month. Then next, now this next one. Right, so last month I bought a bunch of figures off Comics and Cocktails, and one of them turned out to be faulty. My Legacy United Cybertron Deluxe Hotshot was missing one of his feet. So after I filmed my end of month bot haul last month, because I didn't open the figure until at the very end of the month, I sent an email to Comics and Cocktails with a couple of pictures, explaining and showing the problem that I had. A few days later, they responded to me. They said, all right, we're sorry to hear of your problem. Here's some shipping labels. They sent me some shipping labels, some free shipping labels. I shipped the original figure back to them, and then a few days later, they sent me out a replacement. And on the 7th, it arrived. So there it is. Again, I've done another unboxing video on him. He's got a foot. The foot's not missing, even though this foot is a little loose. But my original one, the foot was completely missing. So, yeah, it was a bit of a shame, really. But, yeah, I've got my replacement. Thanks to Comics and Cocktails Customer Services for sorting this out. Toot sweet. They really were on the ball. No problems, no dramas. It was just so straightforward and so simple, so quick and easy. It was unbelievable. Massive thanks to everyone at Comics and Cocktails for sorting me out with a replacement. Legacy Hotshot. He's a great figure. Transforms into the car mode. Does kind of have the Cyber Planet Key gimmick, sort of. He's got the wings that come out. Oops. There we go. So he's got the wings that come out. Yeah, he's a great little figure. Decent deluxe. Decently posable. looks good. Wish they'd have put some paint on the wheels, but you know, that's a usual criticism with modern generations Deluxes. So yeah, I got him replacement for the faulty one that I got from Comics and Cocktails last month. So that was fantastic, and that arrived on the 7th. Then I was looking on eBay because again I was looking to buy some more little cheap, quick and easy purchases, little bots to come in to do for my unboxing series this month. I saw something on eBay. Kind of interested me. It was a knockoff bot for $11.99. So I decided to buy it, and it arrived on the 7th, the same day as Hotshot. Now, bearing in mind this is a dirty, filthy knockoff bot, it isn't actually based on any particular character. It's just a vehicle that transforms into a robot, and it's got some very dodgy plastic on it. But it's the alt mode that it turns into that caught my attention and made me want to buy it. It was only $11.99, available off eBay. Here it is. Here it is in alt mode. It's a VW bus, a split screen bus. Now, this is the alt mode. The transformation's quite straightforward. Come on. Come on. And there we go. So he transforms into a robot. Now, you could say he's an analogue for Rise of the Beasts Wheeljack, because obviously he's got that vehicle alt mode, similar alt mode. Very crude figure, limited articulation, got ball jointed hips, soft ratchet on the knee which goes to 45 degrees, nothing at the waist. Has got kind of got a bicep swivel because it's got a ball joint in the shoulder. The arm kind of goes up and down, but it won't move backwards and forwards. It has got a very oh, no, I've got to turn that round. That's right. Yeah, so it's got a very restricted elbow, decently ball jointed head, but again, no motion at the shoulders. Very limited, very restricted bot. It's pretty crude, pretty crap, but then again, $11.99, buy it now off eBay. The interesting thing is, when you look at the box, so this is the box, Deformation Mech, Heroes Return, and you look on the back, and it's got the VW bus, but it's got these other bus formers. Now, you look at those, you've got that one there in the red, which could be an analogue for Ironhide. You've got this one over here, which could be an analogue for Soundwave. And then the one in the middle looks quite interesting. It kind of reminds me of, sort of White Prime Ultra Magnus. I'd like to get the white one, but I haven't actually seen it on sale anywhere. They're only doing, sort of like this version on eBay shops at the moment. Like I said, it's a pretty crude, sort of floppy, weak, crappy thing. But it's a dirty, filthy knockoff. But like I said before, I'm quite willing to buy a knockoff bot provided it has some, redeeming features. And the alt mode is what bought it for me. The alt mode looks pretty good. The robot mode is seriously limited. There's not a lot you could do with it. But I bought it and it was cheap. It was cheap as well. It was really cheap. So that was the next package to arrive, and that arrived on the 7th, the same day as Hotshot. Right, now moving on to the next item. Now remember at the beginning of the month where I where fate and luck, you know, conjoined to allow me the opportunity to buy this thing when I did. Same thing happened again later on in the month. Now, you remember last month I got this guy. This was from that Comics and Cocktails lot I bought from Comics and Cocktails. I got the Legacy United Sideburn, and then I showed to you that I have also got the other two versions of Sideburn, the original Deluxe and the was it Transformers Collectors Club repaint or TFCC repaint. Anyway, I got those, but it got me thinking, are there any other versions of Sideburn? And I thought, did they do a Spy Changers Sideburn? So, because I remember they did a Spy Changers X-Brawn, but they must have done a Sideburn. So I went onto eBay and I put in Transformers RID 2001 Spy Changers, clicked search, and the first thing that came up, and this is fate and luck just playing a part again. It was uncanny. The first thing that came up was Spy Changers Sideburn. So, and it was a UK seller. It was about 11, 12 quid plus postage. Buy it now. And I got him. Again, it was another one of those cheap bots that I bought so that I'd have another bot to do an unboxing video on. But yeah, so Sideburn. Now, obviously, here's the original, and this at least this transforms into a Dodge Viper like the original one does. The other versions of the mould don't do that. You know, this one certainly doesn't, and neither does that one. So it's got the alt mode down, but the robot mode, because it's a Spy Changer, they're very, very simple. And there we go. So the robot mode looks nothing like his original. So there you go. But I got him. So call it character mold set collecting Sideburn, because I don't think there's any other versions of the Sideburn mold that I can get. But yeah, so I decided to get Spy Changers Sideburn. So I managed to get him, and like I said, fate played a part. As soon as I went on eBay, put in RID Spy Changers, the first item that came up was this guy, was Spy Changers Sideburn, the exact figure that I wanted. It was uncanny, it really was. So that arrived on the 8th. Now, again, moving forwards, another figure that I bought as a bot for an unboxing video. I can't remember where I've done one on it. So yeah, I bought a lot of cheap bots in order to fill out my unboxing video series this month, so that it wouldn't involve my Korean figures. So I ordered a little something off Amazon, and it's a bot that I've been looking at getting, but I got the deluxe one at TF Nation this year, got the deluxe version, so I didn't really need the warrior class one. But I've been looking at this for a while, and I've been thinking about getting it, and I thought, well, I've got the deluxe, the Takara, deluxe version. I might as well get the Hasbro, sort of warrior class version. So Earthspark Warrior Terran Jawbreaker. So this is the warrior class version. I have got the deluxe. I got it at TF Nation a couple of months ago. It's all right. Bit simplistic. He's got a gimmick built into one of the arms, where he's got this this gun that folds out. It's very stiff. There we go. That sort of clips into place, doesn't it? There we go. So he's got that gun on his arm. Very simplistic little bot. Like I said, I bought it because it was cheap. I bought it off Amazon. When you buy stuff off Amazon, if they've got it in stock, it usually means next day delivery. Usually, so that's the reason why I bought it, because it was cheap and quick. And yeah, I got him. He's okay. He's all right. the deluxe toy is better, and as I've got the Takara one, it's got all the paint apps on it. But this one isn't too bad. It could, needs more articulation, a little bit more paint, and I think it'd be good. But very simplistic figure, but he's all right. He's okay. So I managed to get hold of him. And so now the next day, the 10th. Something I mentioned last month. Again, it's to do with something I bought last month. Went on to Toyhax and bought some more Reprolables. So I've got the Reprolable set for Nonnef upgrade of Studio Series 86 Sludge into paddles. So these are specifically meant for the paddles upgrade. You can see you've got all the red decals there, and then you've got a lot of stripes and things, and then you've got some more sort of tech details, and then some other bits and pieces. So I've got the Reprolables for Nonnef paddles upgrade, and that will make my paddles look more like a unique character instead of just a retooled, modified form of Studio Series 86 Sludge. So got hold of those, and they arrived on the 10th. Then on the 11th, my Korean toys arrived. So fortunately, enough packages had arrived that my unboxing series got used up, so I didn't have to do an unboxing video on them. So done reviews on them. The reviews have done quite well, especially the second review. That did really, really well. So first we've got this guy. Obviously, Hello Carbot, Knight X, the third and final character of the Sam Chang's Tape Brothers from the new series of Hello Carbot. Yeah, he's all right. Obviously, he's got the tape dispenser gimmick built into his robot mode. I've got 3 versions of Knight. I've got the original one-step changer, I've got the mini version, and now I've got this version. So I've actually got 3 versions of this character. He's all right. His alt mode is kind of like a red Lamborghini with sort of rescue markings on it, and then you get this robot. His head sculpt, I don't know whether you can see that, but it looks a lot like Windblade's head sculpt. I think so. It's kind of got like the gold sort of crest around the top, like that fantail that Windblade's got on her head sculpt. But he's all right. Toy built around a gimmick. It's mostly this tape dispenser gimmick. Very simple transformation, limited articulation. It's what it is. They're all right. I've got all 3 of them now, so I've got all 3 of these new Hello Carbot X, Sam Chang's Carbot Brothers. I've got all 3 of them now. So got him, and he arrived, and I did a review on him. And then the next figure to arrive. So last year, Metal Carbot, new season came out in Korea, new toy line, new cartoon show. I got into it. I bought all 12 of the unique molds from the series, and now we're on to season 2, or Metal Carbot S. And the first character is a rehash of the original protagonist bot from season 1, Blue Cop, and you get this guy, Blue Cop S. So this is his upgraded form from his original form from the first season. Something happens in the first episode. Jun loses his bracer, and then this strange girl comes in and slaps a new one on his wrist, and then when he inserts the card into it, boom, Blue Cop upgrades to his S mode, and he gets a new power punch card weapon and a chest armor upgrade. It's all right. It's a much better toy than the original. It's got more joints, more articulation than the original toy, apart from the bicep swivels, because the original toy has got bicep swivels. This one hasn't, but apart from that, it's really, really good. It's got weapon storage for his other accessories. it's a really fine figure, and the review did surprisingly well. It's a bit of a slow start, but then after 24 hours, it had done over like 110 views. So I was well happy with the performance that this video's got. Even though the video itself, I'm not that happy with it, but you know, it's becoming a struggle for me to do videos now. I mean, usually when I do a video, I have like a couple of false starts. It takes me, I make lots of little mistakes when I'm starting the video off, and I have to do like 3 or 4 takes on it, and that's becoming more and more frequent now. So anyway, I got a review on this. I'm enjoying what I've seen of the show so far. I've only seen 4 episodes of the show. Sam G haven't uploaded full episodes up onto YouTube yet. They're only doing clips. I think they're up to episode 10 or 11 now with the show. The first wave of figures is out for the toy line. You've got this guy, then you've got Red Blitz, then you've got CeeLo, then you've got Musclehide, and then there's Rock Crush and Glover, the beige Jeep. He hasn't come out yet, but you've got the big bad boss. You've got Gigantrex. He's out as well. So yeah, there's a few toys coming out in the line. I will be, getting some more of them next month. So I'll be doing some more reviews on these Metal Carbot S figures next month. But Metal Carbot S. Blue Cop S, he's okay. He's really good. He's an upgrade of the original toy, a very good, successful upgrade. He's really, really good. So did a review on him, and he's pretty cool. And then we're rolling along. The next item to arrive was on the 17th. Actually, put it on my hand there. This is Meng P. Hugh Studios, or Galaxy Toys, whatever they're called. New Mini 02 Armored Wizard. So it's the next sort of figure from Meng P. Hugh. They've only done 3 figures up to now. They did the Beachcomber, they did an Optimus Prime, and now they've done this thing. So it's a little teeny tiny Warpath. It's really cool. It's got die cast on it. It's got a decent amount of articulation. It's got bicep swivels. Hasn't got 5 swivels, but it does have a little bit of a twist in the ball joint. I don't know if it's got an ab crunch, but it's decently posable for what it is. It's got quite an involved transformation, and there's the G1. It's smaller than the G1. So yeah, very, very intricate little thing. It's all right, actually. It's really, really good. It's my second figure from Meng P. Hugh. The other figure I got from them last year was the Beachcomber. This is an amazing mold. This is an awesome mold. This is still pretty good. I mean, it's got die cast on his feet, and I think he's got some die cast somewhere else as well. But yeah, I'm interesting to see what Meng P. Hugh are going to do next. I know they have teased a Megatron. They've teased a Megatron, though I think it looks like it's going to be similar to the Doctor Wu one, which I've got incoming. Hopefully, that's hopefully will arrive beginning of next week. I've got it on. It's been shipped as we speak from TF Direct, but TF Direct's shipping is usually very slow, and I'm not expecting it to arrive till the beginning of next month. But anyway, got this guy, Meng P. Hugh, Armored Wizard. He's a really cool, neat little bot. And then another thing I ordered towards the end of the month off AliExpress. Now, the Transformers crossover or collaborative crossovers that they've been doing over the years, they're really, really good. I mean, they've done so many different versions, so many different figures, and there's still new ones coming out. I mean, Takara are having a go now with that what is it, the Monster Hunter sort of Optimus Prime, and then they've got that that Naruto crossover. What the hell? But anyway, the G.I. Joe crossovers. So you've got the Hiss Tank Megatron, which I bought at full price. It's garbage. It's hollow. It's flexible, bendy plastic. The transformation's not that great. It's got lots of parts forming on it. It's not fun. Then you've got the AWE Striker, the Bumblebee AWE Striker. Bought that because of the alt mode, because it's an off-road buggy. Again, not great. The engineering on it's not great. It's hollow, flimsy. Yeah, it's all that stuff. So then they announced the third figure, which was this Soundwave Dreadnoks Thunder Machine. And I was looking at it and thinking the alt mode is really, really bizarre. It's really weird. But then you end up with a bot that looks kind of like G1 Soundwave. And it was pricey because it came bundled with two G.I. Joe figures, Zartan and Zorana, and also came with a blue painted Masterpiece Ravage. So it was kind of pricey. I think it was over £100 on Hasbro Pulse. And most places were asking like 95 quid for it. And I thought, well, I've been burnt twice with these G.I. Joe figures. I'm not paying full price for another one. But I was sort of tempted to get it. Anyway, I was browsing on AliExpress later this month. And I noticed there were some sellers on AliExpress doing it for around about sort of like 55, 60 quid. And I thought, ooh, that's near enough. So I bought one. Obviously, you had to add to it the VAT, the very annoying tax, and the shipping. So it came out to around about just over 75, 77 quid. But it arrived on the 26th. So yeah, I got the third one. It's better than the other two. I will say that. It has a little bit of parts forming with these sort of crash bar pieces. It's still got hollowness on it, though not quite as much as the other two. Engineering is, I mean, they're still being designed by G.I. Joe engineers. That much is obvious. They're learning. They are learning their craft, their trade with Transformers. They're getting better. One point I'd like to make about this one is the cassette drawer. Now, it's gravity assisted. Now, had this been designed by a Transformers designer, they'd have put a spring in that mechanism and it would have been spring loaded, but it's not. So, anyway, it comes with the blue painted Masterpiece Ravage. It's okay. Transformation's not terrible. It's got a few bits in it that are, need a little bit of jiggling around to get them to work. It's all right. It's okay. I don't regret buying it. I like it better for paying 77 quid for it instead of 90 or 105. It's much better. Obviously, the next G.I. Joe crossover figures come out. It's that Cup Triple T with Sergeant Slaughter. I'm tempted to get it. I've seen some good reviews on it, but again, it's kind of pricey, and I'll wait till it comes down in price before making a play on it. But this thing, it's all right. You got the car seats form his feet, and it doesn't have any ankle tilts. But it's all right. It's okay. I'm glad I bought it. I don't regret buying it. It's an interesting figure, and it's a decent, very big Soundwave figure. So it looks like Soundwave in his robot mode, even if the alt mode doesn't look anything like him. But like I said, I don't buy this as a G.I. Joe figure. I buy this as a Transformers figure primarily. The G.I. Joe stuff is just, it's just window dressing, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, so I got him, and he's the next thing to arrive. Right, I'm back. Yes, I'm filming this final part of the video on Thursday the 31st, the final day of the month, and only one package has actually arrived out of the packages that I was expecting. So I'll just show it to you quickly and then I can wrap this video up. So, a little something I ordered off AliExpress earlier in the month. Now you know I like to collect my G1 Megatron gun forms. In fact, that Detolf is absolutely full of them, and I like to think that I've got all the G1 Megatron gun formers molds that there are. More recently, there's been a couple more announced. There's been the Doctor Wu one. There's been that new New Age Romulus. It's like a chug scale, sort of like sort of Studio Series 86 scaled Megatron that's been announced as well. And there's one or two others, and one of them is by a new company called Chang Tiao, and it's a Chinese company, and they've produced a Megatron which is a KO. Wow, it's kind of a heavy retool KO of a mold that I've got. Well, a couple of molds that I've got in my collection actually, and I decided to get it, and it finally arrived. And here's the box. So this is the box it come in. Now, it doesn't give much away, really. It just says, you know, Chang Tiao CTO1. And it's got this text here. Now, when I translate it with my my phone and the Google, you know, Translate, it says sing and dance. So that translates as sing and dance, which is absolutely bizarre thing to call a Megatron toy. Anyway, here he is. So this is the Chang Tiao CT01. Now it's supposedly a core class gunformer Megatron. So if I've got the core class, you know, sort of Megatron here, and if you put them side by side, you can see that they do scale very well together. Now, engineering wise, this mold is a heavy retool of this mold. This is the like the Reveal the Shield Legends Megatron, and it's a very simplistic mold but quite neat. So there you go. You got a gun, and it's Reveal the Shield because it's got like it's got one of the shield stamps on it. Now this is not counting MP36. This is one of the last Megatron gun formers that has. Well, it is the last Megatron gun former that Hasbro has ever made. Did the Classics one come out after this? I can't remember, but anyway. But this mold is a heavy retool and upscale of this. Now it transforms in largely the same way, though they have re-engineered a few bits, like the way the trigger works, the way the arms work is slightly different. But broadly, the transformation on this is very similar to the transformation on this. However, this mold also borrows some moulding aesthetic cues from this figure. Most notably, the shoulder blocks are very similar. The ab section is virtually identical. The head sculpt's very similar, and also the design of the toes on the feet is also very similar as well. So it borrows from, you know, both these molds. It borrows the basic engineering principles from this mold and some aesthetic molding cues from this one. It's really good though. It's really neat. Bit hollow around the back, but then again the the RTS Legends one is as well. Very neat little figure. Quite cheap. I got it off AliExpress for like £15, £13 with postage and tax and all that stuff. And it's good. And I bought it because I like to collect Megatron Gunformer molds. I like to think that I've got all of the ones that are available. This is a new one that's come out, so I had to get it, even though it's technically it's a knockoff, because it's a knockoff of this, and it's a partial knockoff of this as well. So yeah, but it's still a pretty neat little figure, and I had to get it, and that is the last figure that I got this month. So there we go. That's my haul for this month. this video, hopefully, and I can wrap it up pretty quickly. We're at the end of the video, and now we have that thing that I do at the end of every haul video, where I do my first and worst, where I show you the best and the worst thing that I got, or the most favourite thing and the least favourite thing that I got. And I have been struggling with this a lot earlier this year, and I struggled with it a lot last year. But this year, well, this month, it is an absolute no-brainer. The two figures that I've picked, I actually got them one after the other this month. So, first and worst. So the worst, this KO VW bus bot. I only bought it as a filler bot, just to make up the numbers, so as to use up all my spaces on my unboxing video series, so that my Korean toys got left out or weren't involved in it. It's a very crude bot. It's got limited articulation. It's made out of some very hollow, very sort of creaky plastic. But it has some redeeming features. It transforms into a VW bus mode, and on the box was pictured some other bots that use the similar transformational scheme that turn into a bus, and one of them in particular I'd like to get it as and when I can find it, so I'll keep my eyes out for that one. But when you compare this with everything else I got this month, it's very crude, it's very tacky, it's very KO, and yeah, it was an obvious choice for the worst bot. First, it's my boy Straxus. High Lord Straxus of Polyhex, to give him his proper title. Yeah, I'm so happy to have a modern, large generations, sort of, well, it is a leader class, but it's more of a Voyager scale Straxus. But just to have a comic style Straxus in my hand in 2024, I couldn't be happier. Yes, it's a heavy retool of the Galvatron mold, of which I've got two versions. I've got the original Kingdom one, and I've got the Generation Selects one. But, given the limitations of the mold they used to make this, they've done a really good job. It looks like Straxus. It's not perfect, but I like it as it is. It's good enough. The that New Age Heralder, that New Age one where they retooled their Galvatron mold to look like Straxus, that proved that the mold could work for this particular character. And yeah, I love this thing. It's great. It's a character from the comics, from my childhood, he wasn't in the comics for very long, and his story arc was a bit dodgy and convoluted, especially towards the end. But I kind of like Straxus because of it. I kind of like his character, and yeah, I've got me a Straxus all on my own, a decent, big, good-looking G1 style Straxus. Love it. So that's been my haul for this month. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. To get the video galleries coming at the end, and just like they always do. So I've been TFI Wilderness. Moving on to next month, November, MCM Comic Con next month. I'm not going to the TF Nation Minicon in Reading. I've decided I'm not going to go to that. I'm going to go to the MCM Comic Con instead, which is on the last day of the month. It's right at the end of the month, and I want to take 200 quid to that, and that's a bit of a problem because that's like half my budget that I allow myself to buy these bots every month. So I'm going to have to ring fence half my budget, which means I'm not going to have a lot of money to play with to buy other stuff this month. And usually on the first day of the month, I go onto internet, and I usually spend like £200-250 quid on my first initial purchases, but I'm not going to be able to do that this month. I do have packages incoming. I've recently found out that a pre-order I ordered from Comics and Cocktails of that Transformers crossover Knight Rider Agent Knight is going to get shipped soon. Also, I've got the that 2-pack, the Autobot Flame and Emirate Zaron, comic edition 2-pack from Hasbro. That's getting shipped from Hasbro Pulse shortly as well. And I've got another small scale Megatron bot that's coming from TF Direct. So I've got 3 packages that are on their way, and they should hopefully account for my unboxing videos next month. So hopefully my Korean toys won't get involved with that. As for my Korean toys, I'm looking at continuing with the Metal Carbot S toy line with Red Blitz and CeeLo. So, with that said, I've been TFR Wilderness. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you all next time. Ta-da!